Yeah, this is like the little commercial.
You kept telling me radio.
Yes, radio.
Okay, radio. So
Yeah.
the lights are just whatever.
Oh no, this is live on YouTube
Okay.
right now.
You're great. Thank you.
Right now, right now.
Hazel. Somebody forgot to mention the YouTube. All right.
Oh, it's live.
Okay.
Here we go. We cooking with grease. Can you hear?
It's just the advert.
It's good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really a bit loud.
Too loud?
Yeah.
Is that better?
More down.
Let's see. Is this it?
A little bit down, please.
Is it this one?
Down.
No, this.
Now up.
Is that better?
Thanks,
Okay.
God. I heard Warnock last week in Martha's Vineyard.
All right.
By the
And
way,
this.
Martha's Vineyard is an interesting conversation.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was just there. It's unbelievable. It's the most radically diverse place.
Really?
I've been.
Okay.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's where Obama's place is. Valerie Jarrett.
I normally don't have guests, so I keep forgetting.
Oh, gosh.
This is you.
That's me.
This is me.
Employment professionals help you hire for contract or full-time jobs. Forget about posting jobs,
Yeah, that's me.
sifting through resumes, and interviews
Yeah.
with unqualified
We're good.
applicants. Go to
We're cooking. Let's
I
go.
didn't know.
Near you. That's expresspros.com.
All right, everybody, we're live. I want you to hit the like button, share this video. You already know. Like it up, share it. Do what we got to do. We have guests in the building. So let's get cracking. All right. Smooth Criminal. Yeah. MJ.
Smiley will all be in Chicago, bringing the convention to you like no other talk station in Southern California for the critical issues and conversations that matter most to you. Keep it locked to KBLA Talk 1580. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got Kamala covered.
Here we go.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hit his side of the story. So she's driving me insane, cause heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, and I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light.
Don't forget to like and share. Like and share. Put this down.
No. I'm gonna need you to kind of have
Catty corner.
Bada bing.
Got you.
And if we can, let's get this out of the way.
This.
Yeah, get that out of the way. I want to make sure that somebody's able to call in.
Got you. I got you, Andy. Told you he's the best.
He's got you covered.
We're on camera. They see us. Like you can see it in there. That screen over there, you can see us. Hit that like button. Let's go.
So why is sex in toxic relationships often more exciting and thus more memorable than sex in long-term, healthy, equitable partnerships? That's what I want to break down in this video using 3 different buckets. Buckets number 1, we're going to talk about the difference between long-term mating strategies and short-term mating strategies. Next, I want to talk about dentist theory and mind manipulation. And lastly, I want to talk about the power of erotic ambiguity and erotic attention. All right, let's talk about short-term mating skills versus long-term mating skills. And even though from a bird's eye perspective, it's kind of the same tools you need for both, the aim of the game is sort of similar, they're very distinct. Kind of like mini putt versus actual golfing. So when somebody is very good at short-term mating skills, liken that to being great at mini putt. And somebody who is really great at long-term mating skills is an exceptional golfer. We could go on and on about what it takes to be a good long-term lover, but in this video, we're just going to focus on the short-term mating skills. First and foremost, if you want to excel at short-term mating, you need to have confidence, at least initial introductory confidence. So I boil down confidence to I-pick-me energy. Low self-esteem is often associated with pick-me energy. So when you have I-pick-me energy, you walk into a room and you will genuinely choose yourself. You're not hoping or wishing or praying that someone picks you. In your mind, you have already decided that you are interesting, that you are worthy, that you are enough, that you are fascinating, that you are a great lover. So you have I-pick-me energy. If somebody said, hey, you could have sex with anybody in this room, who would you choose to have sex with? First and foremost, you pick yourself. Which, I don't know if that translates, but yeah, you pick yourself. In our easy access culture of seemingly unlimited options, a lot of us struggle with something called choice paralysis, where there's so many things to pick from that we get anxious even thinking about where to invest our time and energy. So when you're around somebody who has that surefire I-pick-me energy, that puts you at a sense of ease, that you have made a good decision because that person has decided that they are good enough. For short-term mating strategies, of course, it's helpful if you're physically attractive or if you understand how to be physically appealing to the target audience that you have selected. It's also helpful if you have charisma, good banter, if you're funny. But the other skill that people...
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason has returned to the scene of the crime. Another intriguing discussion is on tap for today. Now, this topic is a tough topic, and I've had conversations with several people. I've coached a lot of people who have dealt with this, and this is tough. But we're going to dig in. Have you been left high and dry is the question. An intriguing look into the nature of sexless marriage. My goodness, this is tough. So my theory here is wherever there's unhealed wounds, psychological, metaphysical, spiritual wounds that haven't been dealt with, entropy, obsolescence is built into the relationship. Over time, it will break down into chaos. And I keep telling people this, and maybe one day somebody will hear me. Relationships are for self-resolution. This is how we learn about ourselves. It's about the acquisition of self-knowledge. This is how you learn about some of the things you modeled in childhood, right? It's a mirror. Relationship is a mirror. You get to see yourself in real time, up close and personal. So today we're talking about a dry marriage. That's what it's called, a dry marriage. My God. A dry marriage is also known as a sexless marriage. These marriages in which sexual frequency is very low or entirely absent. For a marriage to qualify as a dry marriage, most experts agree that there must be no sexual activity for 1 year or longer. Now, that's different than what is considered short-term cessations. A short-term... Okay, we on a vacation. That's cool. I want to hear from you if you guys have experienced any of these complications. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. But the definition of a short-term cessation uh, equates to a couple of weeks or even a couple of months. These types of interruptions, intimate interruptions, do not technically indicate a sexless or dry marriage. I have a special guest in the building, and it's going to be good because here's the cold part. A friend of mine, Doc Barham, was like, "Hey, man, do you know?" And I was like, "No, I don't know." But I do know her. This is what's crazy. When she walked up, I was like, "Hey." I met her in year 1 of KBLA's inception, and the whole happy birthday KBLA, the whole celebration was done at her Malibu estate. We have Katie Eldon in the building. Can we get it together?
I get it. I got it together with you. I'm so excited.
I was like, I know you. Let's get it.
And by the way, it's not my estate. Let's be fair. That is our foundation. It's an office. It's not an estate.
Well, it looked very stately. I wanted to sit down and put my feet up. It was very nice.
I appreciate that.
But she is the creator, founder of Creative Visions Foundation. Can you give us a little insight into exactly what Creative Visions do? What
I
do you
think
guys
you'd
do?
like it. Zoe, it's all about what you do. It's the belief that stories are the critical element in mobilizing people and engaging people, igniting their passion about something. So we exist to help people tell stories that need to be told about problems that need to be solved.
Oh my goodness.
And I wish we did more about sex because this is a very important issue.
Well, here it is. Here it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I got questions. Do you have conversation? The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. You're listening to the Voice of Reason live on KBLA Talk 1580. We are about to get hotter than fish grease up in here, so you might as well get in here and be ready to talk about it. I have questions. What is a marriage without intimacy? Oh my goodness. 1-800-920-1580. Can you be happily married and not have a good sex life? Yeesh. Agree or disagree? As the research linked above shows, regular sex can increase affection. I was going to say infection. It can do that too. Can increase affection and relationship satisfaction for many couples. At the same time, though, frequent sex and a healthy sex life are not necessarily prerequisites for a happy, long-lasting marriage. True or false? If both partners consent to a lack of sex, they can connect intimately in many other ways. There then still is a possibility that they can stay married and be satisfied and happy and have a positive, long-lasting relationship. I want to know if your marriage is dry. Better said, is your bed dry? The number to dial, 1-800-920-1580. Do you schedule regular romance every week? What's the percentage of American marriages that are sexless? Oh my goodness, I believe that there are a lot. How does a sexless marriage affect the wife? Conversely, how does a husband respond to not getting any? We all, okay. When should we leave a sexless marriage? That's a heavy question. Because, you know, in our culture, we like to leave. Breaking up is probably one of the most empowering things we do in relationships because that's how we feel like we have power. Okay, I've had enough. I'm out. Right? I want to know, when is it time to leave? How much time do you give them? Do you wait the whole year to be classified as a sexless marriage? This is heavy. Do you leave if they have a mental disorder? Do you leave for boredom? Do you leave because of low self-esteem? Do you leave because you guys have different sex drives? Do you leave because of erectile dysfunction? Do you leave because of problems with porn use? Do you leave because of stress? Unresolved conflict, anger, and resentment. I want to know when we come forward. The voice of reason shall throw it over to his guest, Katie Eldon, and she's going to share her story. Let's get it. All right.
And it's Kathy.
Hmm?
Kathy Eldon. You're the Kathy.
Kathy. That's my grandmother's name.
It's kind of like Katie better, but it's Kathy.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And it's like, it's kind of how do you actually even define sex?
I'm going to throw it right to you.
Yeah. And also periods of life. There's so many nuances in all of this. And I love all the questions that you were asking. Are those questions coming in, or those are your
these are questions that I developed before the,
Yeah, they're really excellent. And
I got you. It's going to be good. Hey, and you guys call in. Y'all know what this is because I want you to talk to Kathy. All right? Topic and dope guest. Of course. It's the voice of reason. Let's do it. Come on, let's do it. All right, you guys get to the phone lines. No, you know the number, 1-800-920-1580. Andy will take your calls, and we'll be ready to cook in 2.2 seconds.
2024 Climate Justice Campaign for KBLA Talk 1580.
So let me show you guys.
Life insurance is an asset you can sell. I'm Jay Jackson.
So I'm kind of broadcasting through my phone to my YouTube channel.
That's so cool.
All right.
I just love it.
Yeah.
It's so good. I mean, just to see what's possible.
So you may see me interacting with my folks.
Yeah. That's brilliant.
Got a crew.
So we're
Yeah.
We're gonna do this.
Absolutely.
So good. Love it.
Absolutely. Everybody hit the like button, hit the share button. You know how we do.
So you have people out there tuned in.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. They tapped in.
I see why.
Yeah?
Captivating.
A little bit?
Mesmerizing. You're a Gemini.
Poquito?
No.
Poquito.
Massive.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, they got your website in the chat. There we go. Come on. Let's go. I love my folks. And hey, we should definitely call. We got 60 seconds, guys.
Things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding.
I can't wait. They're going to call in now.
To fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Granger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music.
Just a minute ago, it was January.
Call, click Granger.com.
Now there's a little over 3 months left in 2024. It's absolutely true.
Oh, it's ridiculous. No.
It's absolutely true. True Monger, what up, good brother? Come on, let's get a roll call. What city is in the building? I know True Monger is Dallas, Texas. I know Attila is Houston, Texas. Texas is always big. I know the Book of Ronan. If you don't call in tonight, boy, the Book of Ronan is Indianapolis, Naptown. Melody Waters, where are you calling in from? Let's go. Here we go.
More is the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
beautiful? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Welcome to Wife Life with Gail. It is Thursday, and you know what goes down here on Thursday. Wife Life with Gail goes down here on Thursday. And tonight, I want to talk to you about a growing topic that people are kind of like just sweeping under the rug. Tonight, I'm going to talk about being your husband's roommate. How are you in a sexless marriage and are doing nothing about it? Did you know that 25% of marriages are sexless?
We're bringing sexy back. We're bringing sexy back. Let's get it started. I don't want you to give it up.
I love it. Wait a minute. 25% of marriages are sexless? That number is way too high. Let me just say this before I throw it to Kathy. All right. Let me just say this. And I've said this. At the end of the day, it's easy to acquire a symbol. It's difficult to acquire what that symbol symbolizes. So, marriage. The wedding is a symbol. It's a ceremony. Ceremony means symbol. That's it. The ring, it's a symbol, right? But if you don't have what those things symbolize, you just have the ceremony. You just have the trinket. And I've been saying it for a long time, relationship is a spiritual school called the University of You. And if you are not doing you work, it doesn't matter. Your relationships will always be ephemeral. They'll always be flighty. Well, let me get my guest in here. Creator, founder of Creative Visions, Kathy Eldens. I met her before at an event for KBLA. I'm so happy to have you here. And apparently, this is the perfect topic for you because you have a concomitant experience.
I did.
Talk to me.
I did. And there's so many layers of this conversation that we can start here, but I think further down the line, I want to go into a different place, in different ages and different reasons why people may not be manifesting sex in a traditional way. So I think that's another conversation. But I was in what I would call a dry marriage. A good man, a very good man. But we had 18 years later, we had stopped connecting and had never really connected at that level of true depth of passion and intimacy that I think we as women certainly seek. And it's not always what men think we're trying for. And I think given the culture now with porn, with a lot of other influences that maybe we're even can be further apart from each other. But I actually wrote a book. I'm a writer. And I wrote a book called An African Affair. And in my book, I had a woman named Claire O'Donnell. Weirdly, someone pointed out to me later that my name Eldon is tucked away in the word O'Donnell, about a woman who was married to a very sort of uptight Brit, and who the guys kidnapped into southern Somalia. It was based on a true story. We were living in Kenya at the time. And it was almost impossible to get information on this guy. She goes to the coast, and she's frustrated in every possible way. She goes to the coast to try to figure out what the hell to do, how to get this guy back, her husband. And she meets a guy who she hires to take her up the coast to try and find the husband. And in the course of that journey, she falls in love with the guy. And it's naughty, it's wicked, she shouldn't have done it, but she did it. And in the course of that journey, she discovers herself as a woman, as a passionate, engaged, intimate, sexual, fulfilled, highly, really functional woman, which she had never felt before. Now the challenge is that they get up and they rescue the husband, and then you're left with, what is she going to do? Is she going to stay with the husband? Is she going to go to the lover? Well, I answered that question in a way that I won't tell you right now. But 2 years later, I fell in love with the guy I had described. It was like I absolutely created a vision of this scenario. And I met the guy. He was 8 years younger. He rode a motorcycle. Everything I described in my book. He was what they term a Kenya cowboy, that kind of wild child. They're very attractive, and they're naughty. And I fell in love with that guy. It was a white Zimbabwean.
Mm.
And it was a deadly, I mean, he was described as a dangerous man to me. I fell in love with him. I discovered myself in every aspect of my, the intimacy that I had been seeking, I found. I lost my family. I lost my position, my home. I lost everything that I had created over 18 years. And what do you think happened in the end? Did I stay with the husband? Did I stay with a lover? What did I do in the book? What do you think I did?
What did you do? Please.
What do you think?
Did you marry him? Did you stay with him?
I did not. We would have killed each other. He was a Gemini like you.
Oh!
Yeah. What can I say? I'm sorry. That was not kind. No, that was wrong. That was evil.
Oh,
That
God.
was rude.
Geminis, we get the worst rap. Yeah, he was a Gemini like you.
Yeah,
and-
like seriously, I can see it all over. Yeah. But the third choice, which I didn't even know was possible, was no. You didn't have to go back to the husband because that was dry. And bless him, he and I came so far. But no, and we're not going back. We're not going back. I and the lover, we would have killed each other. It was so based on sexuality and that which wasn't really about other aspects maybe that we would have probably never survived it. And so I decided to stay on my own and create myself as the person that I always maybe wanted to be. And now it's not an overnight thing, and then also having lost the family, the kids, the husband for a period of time. But having made that decision to create myself, and I won't say find myself, the idea of going and finding yourself, you don't want to find that old person. You want to create something brand new, I would say, or that's truly what you want. So that's what it is. And it took a hell of a long time.
I need a copy of this book because
you're too young. You're too young.
it reminds me of the clip that we just played. Why is it that sex with people that don't fit us or that is counterintuitive to what I believe. I believe everyone is a fit for where you are currently in your development.
Yeah, that is so wise.
But why is it that the toxic sex is the best sex and the sex with the person that we devote ourselves to sometimes just turns into
habit?
Cheese and crackers. But just tell me, why is it that way?
Yeah, but really, it's anything that is repeated. When you have something for the first time, when you have chocolate ice cream with fudge sauce, and it's magnificent. But if you have chocolate ice cream every single night in the fudge sauce, you get a little tired of it. And it's not fair. It's so wrong. It's not fair. But repetition is. So how are you going to,
So she just said monotony is the problem.
Well, if you allow yourself to be monotonous, if you allow yourself to be boring, potentially, it's a tricky one.
Oh my goodness. What are some of the reasons for sexless marriages? I'm interested to know from my callers. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. Some people say early childhood traumas, sexual frustration, loss of identity, depression. How do we maintain the intimate spark? What is the source of intimacy? That's very big. Like how do we cultivate that? If we're love farmers, what seeds are we planting and how are we irrigating the soil of the relation? I want to know if you forgot how to farm your love. When we come forward, the voice of reason shall continue this in-depth discussion.
Man, I love it. And there are so many reasons, like children. I think children is actually one of the biggest reasons that people lose.
Oh, children kill it.
Yeah. For a period.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is that
I've
when
got
the
kids,
children
so
go
I
off
know.
and running, you'll be amazed at how many people find each other again. Because they're not tired. The kids aren't stumbling in at any time. They're not distracted. I mean, I think that's an important one.
That's good. That's good. You guys enjoying? I want you guys to call in. Let me see. Not one caller on the line. Unacceptable. Get to your phone lines, 1-800-920-1580. Brother Haru, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for the support on the channel. We appreciate it. Let's say 18 years ago, I learned that many sexless relationships, when being counseled, were advised that they did not need a new toy. About your needs / desires, it will make or break or relate. Heru, I need you to get in here.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
That's really good. So
I like that.
can they hear you when you're?
Yeah, they hear all
They
of
hear
it.
everything.
Yeah, they hear the breaks. They hear
Okay.
everything.
Oh my goodness, I thought we were. Yeah. because
Somebody
I
said
do think that's
fibroids.
Yeah, there's so many reasons, and sexless doesn't mean necessarily dry. You can have intimacy in so many other ways. You know, I mean, there are many ways to fulfill